Hello, my name is Prince. For the last 1 month, I've been reading the book of Luke, and I've found wonderful stories from there called parables. Parables are stories which have hidden meanings. Today, I'm going to talk to you about 4 of them. The wise man built his house upon the rock. The wise man built his house upon the rock. The wise man built his house upon the rock, and the rains came tumbling down. Now guess what, friends? Jesus wants us to be wise. Watch this video.
Everyone who hears my words and puts them into practice is like a wise man. He builds his house on the rock. The rain comes down, the water rises, the winds blow and beat against that house, but it does not fall. It is built on the rock. The people listening probably thought the story made sense. Some of them had probably built their own houses with their own hands and knew it was wise for a house to have a solid foundation under it, like rock. But then Jesus told them about another builder. But everyone who hears my words and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man. He builds his house on sand. The rain comes down, the water rises, the winds blow and beat against that house, and it falls with a loud crash. And that was it. That was the end of Jesus' parable of the 2 builders.
I hope you learned something from that video. Now, somebody asked Jesus, "Who is my neighbor?" Jesus answered with a parable. Now watch this video.
A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. Everybody listening was Jewish, and they could probably all picture the exact road Jesus was talking about. He continued, "A priest happened to be going down the same road, and when he saw the man, he passed by on the other side." You might expect a priest who was supposed to serve God to help, but he didn't stop. Then Jesus said, a Levite came to the place and saw him, but he passed by on the other side too. Levites were assistants to priests, so maybe you'd expect them to help too, but he didn't stop either. Finally, Jesus said, a Samaritan came along. Remember, a Samaritan is a person from Samaria. That's near Israel, where God's family, the Jews, lived. But here's the thing. Jews and Samaritans didn't get along. In fact, nobody hearing this story would ever expect the Samaritan to help, because Samaritans and Jews couldn't stand each other. But Jesus said, when the Samaritan saw the man, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds. Then he put the man on his own donkey, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day, he took out money and gave it to the innkeeper. "Look after him," he said, "and when I return, I will pay you back for any extra expense you have." Then Jesus asked, "Which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" The expert in the law didn't even want to say the word Samaritan, but he admitted, the one who had mercy on him. Jesus told him, "Go and do likewise."
I have loved gardening since I was 2. I have been gardening with my dad and grandpa. I have learned what a plant needs to grow: sunlight, water, oxygen, and good soil. One day, Jesus told a parable about a man who was planting seeds. Let's watch the video.
Listen to this parable. One day, a farmer decided to plant some crops, and as he scattered the seeds, some of them fell on the path, and the birds flew down and ate them. Others fell in the rocks. The seeds sprouted quickly, but without deep roots, they were scorched by the sun and withered away. Other seeds fell in the weeds and shrubs, whose thorns choked the plants, making them unfruitful. And finally, some seeds fell on good soil and produced a harvest that yielded far more than all the seeds that were planted.
In my first parable, I talked about a fool. In my last parable, I'm going to be talking about a rich fool who did not thank God but thanked himself. Let's watch this video about him.
A
A rich man had a fertile farm that produced fine crops. He said to himself, "What should I do? I don't have room for all my crops."
I got it.
Then he said, "I know. I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones. Then I'll have room enough to store all my wheat and other goods. And I'll sit back and say to myself, 'My friend, you have enough stored away for years to come. Now take it easy. Eat, drink, and be merry.' But God said to him, 'You fool, you will die this very night.
Wait, what?
Then who will get everything you worked for?' Yes, a person is a fool to store up earthly wealth, but not have a rich relationship with God."
That's the end of my video. I hope you have learned some lessons. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye.